Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about my top 5 most anticipated new TV shows of fall of 2018. Now in this video I'm only going to be talking about the shows that are going to be on broadcast network television, so that mainly includes ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, and CW. I'm not going to be talking about cable shows. That could probably take up a whole video on its own. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into number 5. Now, number 5 is going to be The Kids Are Alright. And this show is going to be on ABC, and it's going to premiere October 16th. The show tells the story of 8 kids raised by 2 Irish Catholic parents in the 1970s. Now, for me, comedy sitcoms typically are hit or miss. They're either good or they're not. And this one, I'm not sure about really, but I put it at number 5 because it does look like, from what I've seen of the promotional stuff, it does look to be interesting, and I think it does have potential to actually be very good. So, only time will tell if that's the case. Usually you can watch these kind of shows the first episode and you can pretty much immediately tell what the tone of the show is going to be and if you're going to like it or not, at least for me. That's really all I have to say about The Kids Are Alright. I am interested to see it, which is why it's at number 5. Now let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is The Rookie, and it's going to be on ABC, and it's going to premiere October 16th. The show tells the story of John Nolan, a 40-year-old man that moves to Los Angeles and joins the LAPD as the oldest rookie cop in the department. This show stars Nathan Fillion. He was on the TV show Castle. I didn't watch Castle that much. I mean, I've seen episodes here and there, but it really didn't interest me that much. I'm not usually a big fan of procedural type shows. But this show, from what I've seen, it does look very interesting. I do like Nathan Fillion as an actor. I think he will do very well in this role, and the story overall just, it appeals to me more than Castle did. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of comedy. There's probably going to be some drama and all that kind of stuff as well. It does seem like the show, though, is going to be probably slightly procedural, which that worries me a little bit, but I am still very excited to see the show and see what it's going to be like. I think The Rookie will do very well when it comes to ratings. Shows typically like this do, so that is one benefit as well. I feel like it's a show that if you get invested in, it's probably going to last for quite some time. I would be shocked if it didn't do well ratings-wise, which I know that's not something you should always go by whenever it comes to picking TV shows you want to see or watch, but you do have to take into consideration when it comes to television, because you could put, however long the first season is, some maybe 13 episodes, some 24 episodes. So, I mean, that's a lot of time to put into a TV show and then end on a cliffhanger. Now let's move on to my third pick. And my third pick is going to be Legacies. And Legacies is going to be on the CW, and it's going to premiere October 25th. Legacies is a spin-off series from the originals, which was a spin-off series of another show called The Vampire Diaries. The show is going to focus on the 17-year-old daughter of Klaus Michelson, Hope. It'll follow her as she attends a school that's specifically for supernatural beings, such as witches, vampires, werewolves, that kind of stuff. I'm sure there'll be some more thrown in there too, but those are like kind of the main ones that have kind of been in the central focus of the series. It will be starring Danielle Rose Russell, who will be returning as the role. She played Hope on the final season of the originals. I really enjoyed The Vampire Diaries earlier in the series, but it seems like once the original family arc ended, the show definitely suffered. I don't feel like it ever really truly recovered. That was kind of its heyday, and then after that it kind of just went downhill from there. The last couple of seasons were near torture to sit through and watch. The originals, on the other hand, I feel like was strong throughout its entire run. I'm slightly worried when it comes to if this series is going to be that good or not. I did like the character of Hope in the final season of the originals, but with how the originals ended, it kind of set kind of a standard, I guess you could say, of what this show is going to, who can be in this show and who's not going to be in the show. Overall, I think the show is going to be good. Now moving on to my number 2 pick. And my number 2 pick is New Amsterdam. And it's going to be premiering on NBC September 25th. New Amsterdam is a medical drama. And the series follows Dr. Max Goodwin. He's going to be the new medical director of the hospital. And he's determined to return the focus of practicing medicine back to treating patients and away from the bottom line. The show stars Ryan Eggold, who most fans of The Blacklist will recognize as Tom Keene. I love The Blacklist. I loved the character of Tom Keene, so I'm definitely excited to see him in this role. It's obvious from the promotional footage that they've shown so far that there's going to be conflict between Goodwin and the other boards of directors and stuff like that, because he's trying to push a different agenda than they are. They're focused on making sure that the hospital is producing money and making the board members happy, and that's not his focus. So that's definitely going to cause some conflict among them. From the looks of the promotional footage, it also seems like Goodwin himself is going to be dealing with some pretty serious medical issues. So that will be interesting to see as well. I've always loved medical dramas, so this is obviously going to be one that I'm definitely excited to see. Just from everything that I've seen in promotions and everything, it does look very good. And I'm sure it's going to probably do well in the ratings as well. Last season, one of the highest rated shows was The Good Doctor, another medical drama that's very good as well that I watch. Now, last but certainly not least, let's move on to my number 1 pick. And my number 1 pick is going to be Manifest. Manifest is going to be on NBC, and it's premiering September 24th. Manifest is going to follow the story of a group of airline passengers that after takeoff, the plane hits some turbulence. Once they land safely, all the passengers learn that to the real world, the plane has been missing for years. But to them, no time has passed at all. The show is going to be starring Josh Dallas. Fans of Once Upon a Time will recognize him as Prince Charming. I watched Once Upon a Time. I enjoyed the show earlier seasons, not so much in the later seasons. So I did like his character, so I am excited to see him in this show as well. Shows like Manifest, I typically refer to as event shows. The pilot episode contains some major event. Sometimes it's supernatural, maybe it's some kind of disaster, or something along those lines. Usually then that usually happens in the pilot episode, and then it usually opens the rest of the series up for a bigger conspiracy or mystery. I've enjoyed many shows like this one over the years. However, most of them usually get canceled after their first season. I'm going to make a video in the future why I think this is, but that's for another video. When it comes to this show, I am excited for it. I'm trying to remain guarded because the shows like these do not tend to last long, like I said. But I have hope that maybe this one will be one of the ones that somehow breaks the mold and just lasts. Doesn't get canceled after its first season. With all that being said, Manifest is still my most anticipated new show of fall of 2018. I can't help it. I just love these kind of shows, and even though I have a bad feeling that I may get burned in the end because I've been burned so many times before on shows like this, I just can't help it but be excited for it. So those are my most anticipated new shows of fall of 2018. What new show are you looking most forward to? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content from me, please subscribe, because I plan on doing a whole lot more. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.